These are 12-inch mats. Usually those type of protective mats are 8-inch mats. We would stack like.
No, it's not possible.
Yeah. Oh, it's possible. Oh, it's possible. You see these? You see these legs?
I learned how to live through the stereo. Coming from where I come from, the inferior. Everything you see ain't what it appears though. Everything that I built, made that from zero, then added a zero. I am my hero.
Yep. Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a different one. I am so out of my comfort zone. We've got a special guest all the way from the US. He's basically one of the Avengers. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the call up soon. This is Mr. Stacey Ervin Jr.
What is that, my man? Great to see you as well.
So yeah, all the way over from the States. He's on a very short trip to Dubai, and I thought I've got the perfect opportunity to learn how to do a fucking backflip.
It is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, I think every guy wants to learn how to do a backflip. I think he's going to do the proper tutorial with me today, and he has got a novice.
Fresh, clean slate. So we're going to take him from no back tuck experience to getting it down today, and I'm confident that he will. I'm really confident that he will. I don't know where I base this confidence out of, but I'm confident that he will. So let's get into it, yeah?
Nice.
A lot of people end up specializing in events just because the all-around is really challenging to be good at. So I competed for my team, usually like floor, vault, parallel bars, and high bar. Pommel horse and rings were not my strongest events. So like, for counting towards the team, I wouldn't usually do those, but I would do those events and exhibition them to count towards like my all-around score. Yeah. So like I wasn't strong enough to do them typically for the team score, but as an individual to place in like the all-around or, you know, increase my chances at making like the national team or something like that, I would have done the all-around. But in the same sense, some people do individual events, like someone's really strong on rings, but they're not necessarily a contender on other things. They'll just get really good at that, and then, you know, they'll be selected to a national team because they're just like the best in the country at that event. So it's really up to how you play it. Probably would have been smarter for me to specialize, but floor and vault were my specialties.
What age did you start doing this?
I started doing gymnastics when I was 6, and then I retired from the sport when I was 22, which sounds weird to say you retire from something at 22 years old, but it's like a 16, almost 17-year career.
So you still got it?
Yeah, still got it. Still got it. You're gonna see some crazy stuff today too. This will be fun,
right,
bro.
So what we starting with?
I think the best place to start would be a proper warm-up, just to make sure that our body's limber. We feel, you know, we have a better kinesthetic awareness, and our body's just ready to do it. Because regardless, it is still pretty strenuous. So especially warming up the core, warming up the upper body, making sure the shoulders are loose, the neck's loose, and just getting the body ready. So,
do you know what's funny? I think everyone who goes into like the bodybuilding space wants a gymnast body, because the development you get from a young age and the strength in the core and everything, you can't get that in the gym.
No,
it's a different kind of strength and the shape as well. It's like this.
It is, because everything's like, you think of gymnastics, a lot of stuff is isometric holds.
Yeah.
So like holding positions with elongated arms, whereas in bodybuilding everything's focused on like contraction, right? So people talk about gymnasts biceps all the time. You know, even you can see on the wall, it's literally depicting how straight your arms are most of the time. So if you're strengthening your arms in a straight position all the time, you're technically flexing when you're, you know, extended. So when you curl, of course, everything's going to be super contracted. So like that's the key for massive gymnast arms, is strength training with arms extended. But no one's gonna do that. It's boring as shit. Like, you're not gonna do it unless you're doing gymnastics. So it's definitely a sport for developing your physique, developing your athletic awareness, and just like overall body control. So
then we've got guys like you who do bodybuilding and gymnastics.
Yeah. When you combine the two, you get the best of both worlds. Yeah.
Right, let's get into it then, bro.
Let's do it, brother. We'll run a basic warm-up. We won't use the full length of the floor just for the sake of space, but just follow along with me. We'll start with some wrist rolls. Up and over. Try to stretch that side to side. Some arm circles forward. We'll abbreviate the warm-up, because that could take us through a full 30-minute warm-up, but it's not necessary. We're not doing it.
Is that how long it is normally?
Yeah, usually about a 30-minute warm-up for every gymnastics practice. So we'll do a little pike walk. So this gym is actually very, very nice. which I'm kind of not surprised because it's in Dubai.
Yeah.
But it's a very well-equipped gymnastics facility and very clean. It doesn't smell like a gymnastics facility.
What do they normally smell like?
They usually smell like
feet.
Yeah, exactly. It smells a little bit like feet and like chalk.
Do you think people at home watching this will be able to watch this off the tutorial that you're giving with no support of anyone else and be able to do it?
No, because regardless, and this is why I've been very hesitant to film a tutorial for back tuck in the past, is that you always need someone who knows what they're doing. So even if you're watching this and you want to take the tutorial seriously and apply it, you're still going to need to find somebody who understands how to properly spot through the movements, because at the end of the day it still is dangerous. But with someone who knows what they're doing, you're going to be able to mitigate that danger by their help. That's a great question, though. We'll run through about 5 to 6 preparatory drills just to get the awareness of each step of the back tuck down, and then we'll go into the back tuck. I don't even want us to start doing anything into the pit, like trying to throw these back tucks, until we get a few of the fundamentals down. That way we're not building off of bad habits. We want to set the foundation strong, and then we can take that from there and you'll feel 10 times more confident.
In my head, bro, it's just about, I think I've seen the exercise where people just jump backwards. That's the main thing I need to land down. So I don't think, I'm not going to struggle for power, but I think it's the mental aspect I need to go over.
And there's about 2 things before we even start to rotate. There's 2 things that we need to even fix before we even begin rotating. And I saw it just from the way that you even demonstrated that. It's crazy. It's got to go up.
It's like sensei.
Yeah, it's got to go up. That's it.
You're Mr. Miyagi right now.
Seriously. I'm going to catch you guys off guard with that one, huh? You're going to learn that today.
Fucking not.
Step 1 is setting up the set. So the set is super crucial because it is going to set the direction and the height for the entire movement. So a lot of times when people think about doing a back tuck, they're thinking of getting it done, like, let me get this flip started. But in order to really have enough height for the flip to be done confidently, it has to be set up properly. Therefore, that's why we call it the set. So a proper set looks something like this. You stand, you squat down, arms go back, you jump up, and arms go overhead. Not back, we're not leaning back, it's just straight up. Yeah, keeping that chest up. So it looks something like this. I would set, I go. And you see my body staying round, I don't jump and arch. I stay rounded in the front. So I'm set. And naturally, it already moves backwards a little bit, but the intention is to just try and keep that body shape. This time, we're gonna do the set, but I want you to, as you set, just lean back just a little bit. I'll have my hand here so you don't tip backwards, but I want you to try and get that momentum moving just slightly. So your body should be at an angle like this at the end of that set. That time on takeoff, you let your hips get open. Yeah, you want to keep this. You want to keep this position.
There we go, the money shot.
Yeah.
He's waiting for that.
Yeah, right. So you want to keep this position though, for real, because like if you're here, it's just going to be that much more effort that you have to close the hips.
Right. Okay.
Eventually, right? So we want to keep that hollow position. Yeah. Hell yeah. That was it.
So, I'm understanding it now.
Yep.
So you're doing this, and then when you bring the legs up, you're tucking.
Because this will lead directly into the next drill that we go through. So this is technically step 2. We had the set, and now we've got the set with the lean. Yes. How do you feel on that? Pretty confident?
Yeah, so I'm still looking forward, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But I guess when I get to here, it's like...
So the chin remains forward. So I'm gonna do a back tuck, and I'll show you the head position. So my head will never get past where my arms are. my head won't be like this before the set. So it'll stay here, and then as my arms drop, my head will stay in the same position. It's just that now my shins are gonna be rotating over my head. So I'll be looking at the wall. I'm gonna do the set up, be looking here, and I'll rotate my hips over top of my head. So I keep everything in the front, and I guess I lied a little bit. I did see my arms in front of me, but my arms are never gonna go beyond me, and then my head won't take over. It's all gonna remain here, and then we go over the top. So the set you were doing with that lean back was perfect because it's giving you the initial hip rotation, and that's why we stay round in the front. So we're here, it'll be the basic set, and the rotation will come from the hips and the shins. But for now, again, just a tight set with a slight lean back. That was perfect. We're gonna go over to these stacked mats over here and start the rotation process. Step 3. So we've gone through the proper setup for the set, and we've started to get the set to lean back to initiate the rotation. Now we're gonna rotate and start to get used to going backwards. So we're gonna use the same set. Obviously we won't get as much, backwards momentum with our arms here because the mat is behind us, but we're still gonna use the same approach with the set, and we're gonna start to rotate a little bit more using the shins like we were talking about. So in this drill, what we're gonna have you do is we'll be about, half of a foot's distance from the mat. It'll be the same thing, essentially keeping that set proper. We're gonna jump up, we're gonna rotate, and I want you to go to your back, keeping your arms above your head. I want you to rotate to your back, and when you land, I want your shins to be up towards the ceiling, or a little bit pointed towards the back of the room. So we'll be here, it'll be set. Whoa! Yep, that was better. And now, same thing. It was a little bit separated on that movement. When you jumped up, kind of went up and back, and then I want you to kick those legs up. As soon as you get up off the floor, I want you to think of bringing those shins up with you off the floor. So we're here, we go set. You can come out even as far, as long as we just jump backwards. Go here.
Like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet music.
Yeah, right.
I need some Linkin Park or something crazy.
Boom.
Oh no,
Yep.
That felt weird.
Yeah, so when you jump that time, you just kick your legs up.
Thanks for going back again.
A little bit. Don't think about just going back. Think about using the same amount of power that you were to jump off the floor. Because ultimately, if you can land on your upper back, it'll be perfect. So the head stays in, and we land on our upper back with those rounded shoulders. Maybe scoot forward just a little bit for the sake of set. Yeah. Yes. Still a little bit delayed on the legs, but much better. So. Yes. Perfect. How does that feel?
That one felt better.
That was the best one you've done this entire time, 100%. We're at step 5 of the process. So right now is when we begin to tie all of these together and actually get that rotation in. So again, this is something that you need a spotter for, especially if you're not fully confident and fully competent in those beginning drills, because this is where we start the rotation. And again, we don't want to build off of a bad foundation, so we're not going around the side. We want to make sure that we're going straight up and over the top. And so we're going to start here with the spot. We're going to start in the pit, albeit a little more terrifying, and then we'll slowly build the mats up so we can just have a more solid landing surface. We want to make sure, the reason we start in the pit too, is that we make sure we're getting our feet underneath us properly, because we don't want to start with mats and then all of a sudden we're in the middle of the rotation and we open up and we're like feeling lost, or we're rotating and we're not quite sure where our legs are and we end up doing one of these. We don't want that. So we're just going to get our awareness down.
You going first?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we'll do, we'll be standing on the edge. You can either stand with your heels not on the floor, or you can stand with your heels on the floor, whichever you're more comfortable with. I personally feel a little bit better using it kind of as like a diving board would be, with your feet on the edge, heels off. And so the same set, you go down, up, I'm looking at the wall in front, rotating my shins over my head, not my knees over my head, and landing on my feet or sometimes on my back in the pit. So here we go. We're here, down set, up. Ready to go.
You actually went really far back.
Yeah, so with a good set, you can kind of determine where you're gonna go, and that's just where you finish that chest position. So if I could also land right by the floor, which I'll also do just to show you what the difference does in setting. So that time when I set, I lean my chest back, I allowed my hips to get a little turned. This time I'll set straight up and land a little closer to the floor.
Yeah.
So it pushes you back a little bit differently. And also with your foot position, it also changes how you push back off the floor. The same approach that we took for that drill, same stuff. Don't even worry too much about the rotation, because as a spotter, I'm here, and all I want you to really focus on is the set right now. I'll help guide the direction and the rotation. So for the spotter, if you're spotting someone on back tuck, you want hand on lower back. I usually tend to grab a bit of their shirt. If they don't have a shirt on, it's all right to just place your hand on their lower back, and then your other spotting hand will go just behind the side of their knee on the back side. So when they set, I have guidance on this, because if he was to set straight up, I would then pull him back to ensure that he goes into the pit. And if he wasn't rotating, which he obviously will because he has great rotation, you have the control of getting their knees and shins over their head. So just approach it the same exact way. Just think about getting that up in rotation, and you're gonna be perfect. Yeah, don't change it. You ducked your head on that one. Don't think, remember, don't think. Yeah?
I feel like I let my legs out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a typical response when you're starting to get the rotation. And this is why we take the mats out. That would have
landed on my shins.
Yeah, it would have been a shin, and then some people who don't even possess the same level of strength to get off would have been like on the dome, right? Because it's set, tuck, and then kind of open. What I want you to do is once you close in,
Bring them in.
you can grab your shins. Yep.
You're actually grabbing them, yeah?
Yeah, you can feel free to go. You do the whole set, boom, and grab the shins.
Momentum of the body, isn't it? Like,
Exactly.
it's just positioning.
Positioning. So once you get that set, think of just having those shins rock over the top. Again, because if we think knees don't create rotation. It's getting the knees over by force of shins going over my head that is creating that rotational force. Yep. That was significantly better. Did you feel how you rotated all the way through?
Yeah, I feel like I'm still out. I need to...
A little bit. However, this time I heard hand to shin contact, which is first and foremost good. Tells me that you grabbed for the actual flip. Secondarily, you landed on your feet. Yep. Yep. Funny because you literally just look like a floating head in there. That's great.
In a note, like in my mind, it was just like power.
Yeah.
Just get my legs back.
Yeah.
But then you're not getting the height to go anywhere.
Exactly.
It's going backwards.
Because if you think like, if you've done it off a boat, you know, like say like party trick style stuff, usually what happens, here, let me take that center real quick. Usually what happens is people are like, oh yeah, I could do a backflip, and then they go.
Yeah.
No, they don't even do that. They don't even do it that good.
No one does
That was kind of dope.
No one does that.
I do like a back full. I'm like, yeah, everyone does this. No, like they're usually taking the set and they're going around the side so they can see what's happening. They're like flipping
Yeah.
and just trying to throw their body over. But if you do it that way, it's just a bad habit. That like the form on that is shit, and like I feel out of control within the flip. So what we're doing is just making sure that everything is going straight up. Yeah. Yep.
Fucking landed it.
That was sick.
Nice.
When you do it properly like that, and you have the rotation, and you actually land on your feet, as much as it caught you by surprise, it also tells me that your body knew where it was in space.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means that the setup for everything was done properly. So that's fucking awesome.
Did you push me back then?
No, all the set was you. I just have your shirt at this point just for posterity's sake. Money. How does that feel? Does that feel intimidating, seeing you on this level of the floor? Does it feel better?
We'll find out.
You know, because for me, actually, as a spotter, it actually helps me out, because then I can stand here and I don't have to worry about pushback.
Motivational music.
I'm gonna go see who's in control of the music, actually, personally.
This is a terrible song. That was gonna be my moment.
These are 12-inch mats. Usually, those type of protective mats are 8-inch mats, like the one on the vault down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Or right here, actually. And we would stack like.
No. Oh, you got one of those. No.
This.
That's not possible.
Yeah. Oh, it's possible. Oh, it's possible. You see these? You see these legs? See these striations? All right.
L2 out.
Yep. That time it was knees up. Yeah. My eyes will be focused on you. I won't lose sight of you until my shins block my vision. And here. This kick action is what's gonna really send everything over the top.
You were literally like there and then you flipped it around.
So that final snap that you see, that part where the rotation happens very quickly, is the moment where the set is complete and the shins are now driving, and I grab the shins. Yes, that was it. I think we should put another mat on. Yeah. Let's go.
Wait. How many times left?
1.5.
1.5 right?
Yeah.
You must be so dizzy, bro.
A little bit. Yes.
Did you get that?
No, man.
Oh, bro. What the fuck?
Yes, set amazing. So now we're on the floor, mat. We're on the hard surface floor. We got a little 4-inch mat, and this is a full back tuck, full set, full spot. Some people think you could just start here and just work with the spot, but if you do that, you're totally ignoring all of the fundamentals and basics beforehand. So this is where we put it all together, spotter and athlete included. Josh's looking real confident right now. You got this, bro. Yes. The landing, even with you being a little bit timid, was still there.
I'll let out. Though.
Yeah. Ooh, it was going to be the best one so far. So the only thing that stopped it, because your set was great. This was like perfect. But as soon as you went to rotate, it was the knees. And the knees slowed down the rotation. And as a spotter, you see me where I put my hand on that set is his upper back, because we're not trying to get too much rotation. And if you're a spotter standing behind them, just give them a tap on their upper back before they start, so they know you're there.
Exactly. Hilarious.
Could you imagine?
You're facing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, oh. There we go. That's good.
Then what happened there?
So all that happened there is from the jump, it was straight open. Yeah, so you're like, shit.
It was the song.
I was gonna say, Joseph's on a vacation.
Still letting out.
Boom. Yes, best one. Yep. Yeah, maybe not regardless.
I just gave up mid-air, bro.
Yeah. He said, oh, it's happening regardless? Bad.
You should have caught me like that.
And this is exactly why you have a spotter. Those moments exactly. Can you imagine? You try to do that by yourself?
What the fuck was I thinking? I just gave up. Right, that didn't happen.
Yep. I love it. There you go, big set. Yes, sir.
This is so frustrating.
Yeah, it can be.
Keep doing the same thing.
Any physical skill, sometimes the day of you learning it, you're not gonna quite nail it and get it down. But when you come back to it after giving some space, it's like your body was able to like solidify the information. And then when you get back to it, you're like, oh, that's what we meant.
Yeah.
You'll feel entirely different. Yeah, if I was here for like another week or so, we'd fucking get this down pat.
A week?
Yeah. Better.
How old were you when you did your first backflip?
I was 5. I was 5. Yeah. Self-taught myself a back handspring, which is like backflip with hands. And then kept doing that throughout like the house and the neighborhood. And my mom was like, that's not really safe. And then I started doing back tucks off of things because I figured if I got higher, I didn't have to use my hands.
Yeah.
And so I started doing back tucks off of like the couch and stuff. She's like, oh, that's really not safe. So she put me into like a recreational
You had
class.
to be in your household.
Yeah, literally just like things. I'm like, Mom, look at this. And so like she put me in a class, and then they were like, hey, recreation's just not gonna cut it for him if he's, like trying off the team. And then kind of just went in there, stayed the course.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Good stuff. Look, I mean, you're coming in from a level 0 of experience with this, and the fact that we're already on the floor is huge. Most people don't even have the balls to take it from the foam pit onto mats, let alone from nothing to the floor. So we made huge progress today. Like, that's seriously very commendable. And although the form was like up and down, there are moments in which you showed that you have the exact technique, and it's all just going to be piecing it together.
Yeah.
So luckily, we have this information now, and if you come back and you have someone to spot, you can literally get this down.
Definitely coming back. What's funny is like the progression, and then it comes to frustration to perfecting, I think. Like with all what you've gone through, the first few steps, they're a lot easier because of the safety of my own mind and the mats and everything. But once you get to this bit, it's tying it all together, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it makes it a little bit more nerve-wracking too when you
got a time cap.
Yeah, I got a time cap, and you're really just like unsure of like so many different pieces. But again, it's this repetition is the mother of learning, so it really just comes down to the reps and everything. But dude, you fucking crushed that. Let's go. We're on the way. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm not going to claim a full one. I'm going to claim like an 80% flip. That's
solid. That's solid. There was times in which I didn't have much pressure on him for certain reps of this, so that's great. Sometimes I'm spotting people through back tucks, and it's me doing the flip for them, and they're feeling more accomplished than he feels having done most of the flip by himself. So it really just comes down to a person's level of mind, but he could get this down in a few more days, few more practices, and have that skill confidently. It's just tying it all together. So how do you feel about it?
I'm good, bro. I'm really happy.
Yeah, good.
Like, I wanted to do this for so many years.
Yeah.
Even the fact that I've got to this level, I'm happy with it today.
Good.
I'm just competitive, so it's just like
exactly.
I want to do it, but it's a time thing.
Yeah, it really is. It's the process. But dude, again, you crushed it. So I'm satisfied with that. Let's go.
Right, we are back at the apartment. Whenever you guys catch me on here, I'm always fucked after a workout, and I've never done anything like that before in my life, so I'm feeling it. Stacey said my core was going to be hurting, and it is. But do you know what? I'm pretty happy with the outcome. My first ever session of learning how to do a backflip, and I think if I have a few more goes, which I'm going to keep doing, I'll get it. So I'll try and get it for you on the next vlog that I do with gymnastics. I'm a gymnast now. But what a guy. I couldn't have had a better coach for today. That guy's a beast. Like, I don't know if you checked his profile out. He was bodybuilding, gymnastics, well-spoken, handsome guy, you know what I mean? So go check Stacey out. Wicked dude. Whoa, before you go, right. So I went back to the gym. Stacey's gone home, he's gone back to the US. I just couldn't. I wasn't happy with my performance, you know? So I've been back to the gym today, and this is what happened. Fucking nailed it. Yes. Sure you enjoyed that one. That was the ultimate faceplant. But this is actually what happened. And now I'm gonna end the video because I've completed it. 2 days it took me to learn how to do a backflip. Over and out.